We're live from New Delhi. You're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Lipakshi Khurana, coming up in the next 30 minutes. Maha Kumbh, the world's largest religious congregation, begins in Indian city of Prayagraj. Millions converge to take the holy dip on confluence of Ganga, Yamuna and the mythical Saraswati rivers. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate the strategic Sonamarg Tunnel in Jammu and Kashmir tunnel to provide all-weather connectivity between Srinagar and Sonamarg en route to Leh. External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar to embark on first official visit to Spain, talks with Spanish FM on bilateral, regional and global issues of mutual interest on the arrival. Los Angeles races to contain wildfires before severe weather returns. Wildfires claim 24 lives as containment efforts struggle. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu speaks to US President Biden, updates him on progress in Gaza, ceasefire and hostage deal talks. Well, we'll begin with the news from the Maha Kumbh, the largest gathering of humans on the planet. Well, the 45-day-long Maha Kumbh, hailed as the world's biggest religious congregation, begins today in North India's Prayagraj with an estimated footfall of 450 million people, including seers, saints and others from different parts of the country and abroad. The auspicious occasion begins with the holy dip on Paush Purnima in the Sangam, the confluence of Ganga, Yamuna and the mythical Saraswati rivers. It serves as an unofficial inauguration of the Maha Kumbh Mela, signifying the commencement of this grand event. Paush Purnima, occurring on the 15th day of the Shukla Paksh or the waxing phase in the Hindu month of Paush, heralds the arrival of the full moon. Additionally, Paush Purnima marks the initiation of Kalpvas, a period of intense spiritual practice and devotion observed by pilgrims during the Maha Kumbh Mela. The first Amrit Snan or the nectar bath will be held on Tuesday. The other two Amrit Snans will take place on January 29th and on 3rd of February. The festival would conclude on Maha Shivratri on the 26th of February. Spread on around 4,000 hectares of land and divided into 25 sectors, this year's Maha Kumbh is being considered to be auspicious as, according to the astrologers, there is going to be a rare celestial alignment happening after 144 years. The administration has made elaborate arrangements for a smooth conduct of the fair and unprecedented security arrangements in the Prayagraj town and nearby places. AI-driven cameras, drones and anti-drone systems were being installed for effective monitoring of the crowd. Thousands of security personnel have also been deployed. And DD India's Siddharth Bharadwaj joins us from Prayagraj. Well, Siddharth, good morning. The much-awaited big day, Maha Kumbh, which is the world's largest sangam of the spiritual, begins today. It is Paush Purnima also. Take us through the excitement there.
Well, Lipakshi, a very good morning and pranam from the holy premises of Maha Kumbh 2025. I am here at Kali Marg. This is the entry gate behind me, as you can see. And from here, the pilgrims are coming. Yesterday, when I was reporting from the same place, the influx was half of what it's looking like today. But you see, it's massive. As you've also said in your read, that around 450 to 500 million people are expected to come in this mega event, which will run from today till 26th of February. And they will take holy dip in Triveni Sangam, which is the confluence of river Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati. Preparations definitely I've put in check. Everything has been put in check to make sure that those who are coming here have a peaceful stay, and this largest religious congregation on earth, remains a peaceful and a happy and a safe festival for all who are coming here. As far as the preparations are concerned, I was just saying the tagline for this time around in Maha Kumbh 2025 is Divya, Bhavya and Digital, which means grand and digital. So the focus is on making as much digital, the things as much digital as it's possible. There are QR codes on every place which are there for all the pilgrims. They can just scan it and they can find the places to eat, they can find places to stay, they can get themselves registered. There's a temporary hospital here. If there is any health emergency, it is equipped with all the facilities. Around 32 OPDs are there with major operation theatre, minor operation theatre, OPDs. You have also emergency room which is 24 hours operational, and you also have a medical store. You can get yourself registered and you can get medicines free of cost. So that's how the preparations are being done. When I talk, you also mentioned AI integrated technology. Yes, it is absolutely very much here. There are around 1668 CCTV cameras all around the premises where I am standing right now to make sure that every corner is checked, every corner is monitored. There's a monitor room. I went also there. I did a story on that. There's a very big monitoring room with big television screens, and there are police personnel, authorities who are continuously sitting there monitoring people all around the premises and make sure that nothing suspicious, no suspicious activity in fact is taking place. And these cameras which have been put in are integrated with the AI technology. That means they have the facial recognition system which is incorporated in it. They can recognize the face, and any suspicious person who in the past had any suspicious activity or any bad record would be recognized, and authorities can take concerned actions. Now here you can see behind me, see the influx of tourists, the devotees, the pilgrims. The temperature is dipping, Lipakshi, but not their enthusiasm. You can see in this biting cold how people from all over the world, from all over the country are coming here. Today, it is the first Snan, Lipakshi. Around 1.5 to 2 crore people are expected to take dip in the holy waters of, like I just mentioned, the confluence of river Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati, known as Triveni Sangam. You can see these people are not just coming from right outside this gate, Lipakshi, but these people are actually coming from 20 to 25 kilometers walking, and you see elderly, the children, the youth, everyone. Look at the enthusiasm. They are coming. And all we can, hear on the streets of Prayagraj is Om Namo Narayan and Jai Shri Ram. You can see the enthusiasm, and look at the way, look at the smiles on their faces.
All right, a huge influx.
And this happens every time. And this is Maha Kumbh. We have to understand the significance.
All right, definitely. A huge influx.
And
we
also
can see
one thing more,
behind
Lipakshi,
you,
we have
Siddharth,
to understand the impact. We have to understand the significance. Lipakshi, and one thing more which I would like to tell you is that the significance of this Maha Kumbh. Every 12 years, when it happens, it's Maha Kumbh. And this, in Prayagraj, it is known as King of Kumbh, which is happening after 144 years.
Right.
Lipakshi, it is known as Purna Maha Kumbh. So you can see the intensity in the people who all are coming here. So from the preparations perspective, from the enthusiasm of the people, everything has been put in place. They are going there towards Triveni Sangam, and they'll be taking dip in the holy waters of the confluence, like I just mentioned, of river Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati. Back to you, Lipakshi.
All right, Siddharth, we can see a huge influx, of course, behind you, people pouring in huge numbers. And as you said, elaborate arrangements have been made. Dense fog also looms as pilgrims brace for bathing days. Tell us about the weather conditions there, as we can see fog behind you, Siddharth.
Yeah, definitely. I'll also talk about something regarding the weather. Last night when we were here, we were thinking that tomorrow morning, that means today morning, it will be a heavy fog, because yesterday in the evening the visibility was very less. You know, I mean, a person standing like 10 meters or 15 meters ahead of you, you can't see that person. So we were like thinking that what will happen today morning. But yeah, God's grace, the weather is now somewhat good. The cloud is getting cleared. The fog which you can see, yeah, there's a slight fog in the atmosphere, but yeah, it is likely to get better as the day will progress, because as compared to last night, it is nothing. Last night the visibility was almost zero. So yeah, the weather is almost good. Weather is very nice. I'm also standing here. There is a chill in the air, but not to an extent where people will feel and say that it's biting cold. So, like I was mentioning also, Lipakshi, that this cold, whatever it is happening, cannot break the enthusiasm of the people, and such is the devotion. You know, for many, the path to salvation is just a dip, and a holy dip by one is considered moksha, a term for liberation from the cycle of birth and rebirth. That is what people are thinking. And today, the grand and mega festival, the largest religious congregation on earth, has started, and tomorrow there is Amrit Snan. So both the snans are very, very important. People are there, and you can see, I would like to show you once again, I would like to show our viewers once again what is the scenario here at the entry gate of the Kumbh Mela 2025 premises. You can see the enthusiasm of the people. The words will fall short, but their enthusiasm won't. Just look at them. So that's how you know, people from all walks of life are coming. In fact, the international pilgrims are also coming here. So you know, it's a very major thing that, you know, even researchers are coming here and doing research regarding how this largest religious gathering on earth is going very, very smoothly. You know, despite so many people, so many, influx of tourists, all the arrangements are being done, you know, in a very streamlined manner. So that's what even researchers are searching. So that's something which is making this festival a grand festival, and, you know, registering its name on the world map. Lipakshi, back to you.
A grand festival indeed it is. Thank you so much, Siddharth, for all those details from there. And moving on, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the Sonamarg Tunnel project in Jammu and Kashmir on Monday. The Sonamarg Tunnel project, around 12 kilometers long, has been constructed at a cost of over 2,700 crore rupees. It comprises the Sonamarg main tunnel and Egress Tunnel and approach roads. This tunnel will provide all-weather connectivity between Srinagar and Sonamarg en route to Leh. This enhanced connectivity will boost defence logistics, drive economic growth and socio-cultural integration across Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. During his visit, Prime Minister will also meet the construction workers who worked meticulously in the harshest conditions, acknowledging their contribution to this engineering feat. Residents of Ganderbal district have expressed immense gratitude for the project, emphasizing that the tunnel will significantly boost the region's development.
ये सबसे पहले प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ इंडिया मिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी जी का शुक्रिया पूरी गांधरबल की तरफ से, जो आने वाले 2 दिनों में ज़ाडमोह टनल का इनाग्रेशन होने जा रहा है, उनके हाथों अच्छा इनिशिएटिव है गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया की तरफ से। या हम बीजेपी की बात करें, क्योंकि बीजेपी इस वक्त हुकूमत कर रही है पिछले 10 सालों से, तो उनका एक बहुत ही अच्छा इनिशिएटिव है, जितनी भी तारीफें की जाए बहुत कम है।
ये अच्छा प्रोजेक्ट है, तो हम चाहते हैं गांधरबल के लोग कि जो भी इसमें चाहे मज़दूर हो, चाहे दूसरों को कुछ रोज़गार देना हो, यहाँ के लोगों को आपकी वसादत से हम गुजारिश करना चाहते हैं ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर साहब से, ऑनरेबल चीफ मिनिस्टर साहब से, एलजी साहब से, कि ये यहाँ के गांधरबल के जो गांधरबल डिस्ट्रिक्ट है यहाँ के लोगों को उसमें ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा रोज़गार दे दे, ताकि गांधरबल के लोगों को भी आज मौका मिले कि हम कहाँ पर है और टूरिज़्म को बूस्ट करने के लिए कौन कौन से इक़दाम उठाने की मज़ीद ज़रूरत है।
Well, India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar will be on an official visit to Spain on the 13th to 14th of January. This will be his first visit as External Affairs Minister to Spain. During the visit, Dr. S. Jaishankar will meet the leadership of Spain and hold discussions with his counterpart Manuel Alvarez on the entire gamut of bilateral relations and regional and global matters of mutual interest. The EAM will also address the 9th Annual Conference of Spanish Ambassadors and meet the Indian community. And India's Minister of Minority Affairs, Kiren Rijiju, on Sunday met Saudi Minister of Transport and Logistics Services, Saleh bin Nasser Al Jassir, in Riyadh. During the meeting, two sides held a meaningful discussion focused on exploring possibilities for collaboration and strengthening ties in the transport and logistics domain. They also discussed about better India-Saudi Arabia cooperation to provide better services for the movement of Hajj pilgrims. Rijiju is also scheduled to meet Minister of Hajj and Umrah of Saudi Arabia, during which two leaders are expected to sign the bilateral agreement for the Hajj pilgrimage of 2025, where India is seeking an additional quota for 10,000 pilgrims. And still to come in this edition of DD India Live. Zelensky proposes swap of captured North Korean soldiers for Ukrainians held in Russia. EU foreign ministers to meet in January to discuss potential sanctions relief for Syria on conditions. And Barcelona dominates Real Madrid to win Spanish Super Cup in Saudi Arabia.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. And moving on, European foreign ministers have agreed to meet at the end of January to discuss lifting sanctions on Syria. Speaking at a Syria summit in Riyadh, EU Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas said any European decision to ease sanctions would be conditional on the new Syrian administration's approach to governing, which must be inclusive.
What we start from is, of course, those sanctions that are hindering the build-up of a country. Access to banking services and all these things. But of course, it has to be a cascade with the conditions. Of course, it's the inclusivity of the government and really the process in this regard. We know in Syria there are a lot of different groups, so it has to include all those groups. We also want to see no radicalization. We want to see inclusiveness of women also in the process. So these are the things that we are going to discuss.
Well, the decision came at the regional meeting of the foreign ministers and top diplomats from Western countries in the West Asia and Saudi Arabia, the first as such since the fall of President Bashar al-Assad last month. Foreign ministers would now convene in Brussels on January 27th in an effort to decide how the 27-nation bloc would relax sanctions on Syria. Germany, which is leading the EU's discussion on sanctions, Italy and France have proposed allowing relief for the Syrian population, but retaining sanctions on Assad allies who committed serious crimes during Syria's war, while Saudi Arabia's foreign minister called for the lifting of sanctions on Syria. Also, the United States on Monday issued a 6-month exemption of its sanctions for transactions with governing institutions in Syria to try to ease the flow of humanitarian assistance and allow some energy transactions. Syria's new foreign minister, Assad Hassan al-Shaibani, who has repeatedly called for the removal of decades-old sanctions, also attended the talks. And moving on, U.S. President Joe Biden spoke on Sunday with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on efforts to reach a ceasefire and hostage release in the Israel-Hamas conflict. In a statement after the two leaders spoke by telephone, Biden stressed the immediate need for a ceasefire in Gaza and return of the hostages, with a surge in humanitarian aid enabled by a stoppage in the fighting under the deal. While Netanyahu updated Biden on progress in the talks and on the mandate he's given his top-level security delegation now in Doha in order to advance the hostage deal. The two leaders also discussed the fundamentally changed regional circumstances following the ceasefire deal in Lebanon, the fall of the Assad regime in Syria, and the weakening of Iran's power in the region. Netanyahu also thanked Biden for his lifelong support of Israel and the extraordinary support from the United States for Israel's security and national defense. Well, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has offered to exchange two captured North Korean soldiers for Ukrainians held in Russia. This marks the first time Ukraine has announced capturing North Korean soldiers who were reportedly deployed in Russia's Kursk region to support Moscow's forces. In a video, the soldiers injured and in custody revealed they were unaware they were fighting against Ukraine, having been told they were on a training exercise. Zelensky's offer hinges on North Korean leader Kim Jong-un's willingness to arrange the swap, with a promise that soldiers who choose not to return may stay in Ukraine.
The security service of Ukraine continues to work with prisoners from North Korea. One of them expressed a desire to stay in Ukraine. The others want to return to North Korea. If Kim Jong-un remembers these citizens at all and can arrange an exchange for our soldiers held in Russia, we can transfer these soldiers. Undoubtedly, there will be other prisoners from North Korea. I am grateful to all our units that replenished the exchange fund for Ukraine.
And moving on, wildfire-ravaged Los Angeles on Sunday confronted the return of dangerous winds as officials vowed firefighters were ready to combat any new blazes whipped up by furious gusts. Death toll has risen to 24 from infernos that have ripped through the United States' second largest city for 5 days. The coastal Palisades fires at least 11% contained but now moving inland communities. More than 100,000 residents remain under evacuation orders as the Eaton fire in Altadena and other blazes in the county continue to burn. Frustrated evacuees have formed lines at checkpoints, hoping to get into evacuation zones created for the Palisades fire and the Eaton fire, whose massive blazes razed whole neighborhoods. And on to some sports news now. Barcelona hammered rivals Real Madrid 5-2 in the final of Spanish Super Cup in Saudi Arabia on Sunday after Mbappe's opener Lamine Yamal leveled the score and Robert Lewandowski sent Barcelona ahead from the penalty spot. Alejandro Balde scored the third goal for Barcelona, while Rafinha scored twice before Madrid's Rodrigo pulled one back with a free kick in the second half. However, Real Madrid could not capitalize further, which led Barcelona to win their first trophy under coach Hansi Flick. And Jemima Rodriguez made an ODI 100 guided Indian women to 116 runs victory over Ireland women in the second ODI in Rajkot on Sunday. Winning the toss and batting first, India posted their highest ever total, 370 runs for the loss of 5 wickets on the back of 3 half-centuries and a Rodriguez century. Ireland's reply fell short, reaching 254 for 7 in their allotted 50 overs. With this win, India led and won the 3-match series 2-0, with the last match of the series to be played at the same stadium. Well, Lohri, the festival of harvest, will be celebrated today across North India, especially in Punjab, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Delhi, Jammu and Chandigarh. Lohri marks the end of the long nights of winter and welcomes the longer days of summer as the sun begins its journey to the northern hemisphere. Let's take a closer look at the festivities.
Lohri, the festival of harvest, is a vibrant and joyous occasion celebrated with unmatched enthusiasm in Punjab. As the golden fields of wheat sway in the winter breeze, the spirit of the festival comes alive with bonfires, folk music and dance. The streets of Punjab transform into a riot of colours as men and women don traditional attire, adding to the festive fervour. Men are seen in bright kurtas paired with colourful turbans, while women grace the celebration with dazzling salwar kameez adorned with intricate embroidery and fulkari dupattas. As the beats of the dhol echo across villages and the towns, the atmosphere becomes electrifying. Men perform the energetic bhangra, leaping high into the air, while women gracefully sway to the rhythm with gidda, narrating the tales of tradition and joy. The folk songs, often dedicated to the sun god and the bounty of the harvest, fill the air with a sense of gratitude and celebration. Central to the Lohri festivities is the bonfire, a symbol of warmth and prosperity. Families and communities gather around it, offering sesame seeds, jaggery and peanuts while praying for abundance and happiness. The fiery glow of the bonfire reflects the lively spirit of Punjab, where traditions blend seamlessly with celebration. Lohri is not just a festival, it's a reflection of Punjab's rich cultural heritage, a time to express gratitude for nature's bounty and welcome new beginnings with hope and happiness. The vibrant colors, the pulsating music, the joyous dances make Lohri a truly unforgettable experience, showcasing the heart and soul of Punjab. Kriti Vadhera's report for DD India.
All right, that's all for this edition of DD India Live. Let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Lipakshi Khurana from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.